Hello and welcome back to Pulse on Productivity. Today we have Nelvin, he's our product manager. We have Lior, he's the owner and CEO. And I am Carol, I am a Zoho trainer.
So one thing before we begin, we are rolling out free support packages. And yes, they are free. We are going to have 3 different support packages, one for people that never worked with us and they never paid us anything. They will have 1 support package and 2 packages for customers, people that had some kind of business transaction with us. Those support packages supposed to cost thousands. They will have daily life support, weekly training, emergency response, bunch of things. So just keep an eye on the channel and also our website. We're going to roll them out, first of all, to our customers, obviously, and then to the public. We'll have a page. You will be able to apply from there. And based on your situation, we'll tell you which package you fit. But even the core package, which is very basic, it still will have lots and lots of value. Really recommend you to check it out.
Today we are going to jump in with what's new from Zoho, and then we'll go into our creative Zoho solutions, followed up by our live workshop. So we'll have some hands-on stuff to do today. And then we'll go into our problem solving where we answer your questions from the channels.
All right, so for the very first agenda, we will be discussing subforms. Does everybody know what subform is?
No.
No.
No. Okay. So right here, I'm sharing my screen and I'm sharing an opportunity. And in an opportunity record or in a lead record in Zoho CRM, we have a little section just like this. It's a form where you can add multiple lines. Sometimes it can be products, can be like milestones, can be quote items. So this subform, you can add any information, add columns into it, and we have a problem with subforms right now.
But before the problem, let's talk a little bit about the usages for subforms. Carol, where did you see that people using subforms and how it's helping them?
Mostly to list the products like what we have here. So that's the biggest use case I have seen for a subform. We have also seen it to list, for example, insurance. So if you have insurance related to a record, then you could see the last time that insurance was verified and when it needed to be verified again. So that would be a use case for it. What
we
else?
use it for milestones, right? So if we have
Milestones,
a project and we'll have multiple milestones. By the way, can you show the widget that we're using to populate those products? I think it's super cool. So loading those products, basically we created a widget that the interface is nice. When you click on add row, you can add multiple products. You can select the quantity and it's calculating things in the background. For example, if the customer is in specific group, it can provide automatically discount and so on. So lots of things can be done. I just think it's cool. Not even related to what we were talking about.
That's okay.
So what's the problem, man, Elvin? What's going on?
Okay, so let me go back to the subform. And as you can see here, we actually have no way to edit it directly. So I can select the unit price, the total quantity, but I have no way to edit it here. What I can do, however, is I need to click the edit button and then again, scroll down, go to the subform, and now I can edit it. So it takes a few more clicks.
Yeah, I don't
However,
like it really. This is why we created the widget, right? So people won't need to do all that.
Exactly. So now I'm gonna show you what Zoho will be releasing in the very near future. So in this article right here, you will be seeing how you will be able to update it right in the record page. So you don't need to click on edit, you don't need to scroll, you don't need to edit it one by one and then click on save. Each row in the subform can now be edited, just like what we are showing right now. And you can also add more rows into it directly into the record page. For everyone who's watching us right now, you might be trying it now and saying that it's not working. We just wanted to let you know that Zoho will be releasing this in a phased manner. So it's probably not in your system yet, and but it will be soon.
I want to show also one more thing, not related even to the subform, but I think most people don't know about the inline editing. Go 1 second to the list of anything, list of opportunities or leads or anything. So when you have the list of anything, on the right side you can click on Actions, and then you can click on Zoho Sheet View. And whenever you do, it will open the same data, the same columns that you have, it will open them in Excel. You can run changes on them. So make a small change to anything, okay? And then on the top right, you can click on Save, and then it's saving the data into the database, which means the list will be updated with the new information. So some people don't know about this feature. I think it's a fantastic feature. Today, it's a day of nothing is related to our main topic, but just talking about stuff. Yeah, awesome.
But those are really fantastic stuff. Very helpful.
All right. So next up, we have Creative Zoho Solution. So we're going to talk about email parsing today.
Yeah. So first of all, let's talk about the problem. Let's say that you have a third-party company that's sending you leads. Maybe you have a website that you work with, and this website is pushing you leads. They usually will send you emails with the data. In order for you to work on the data, you need to go to the email, copy the information, go to your CRM, paste the information. Most of the cases, it will be delayed, so you're losing time. And this lead already been worked on by a different company, so you're losing the lead. In some cases, the copy-paste information is just not done properly. So about 10% of the times, the data will be incorrect. So you're pasting the wrong number or the wrong phone number or misspelled the email. Bottom line, it's not really a good solution. In the past, companies were grabbing this email, pushing it to Zapier, which Zapier is a third-party tool that is behaving as a bridge. So it's a bridge between the email that is coming in and Zoho CRM. And in between, Zapier is doing the magic. The problem with Zapier, the parser is not that good. So sometimes, about 10% of the time or so, those emails will fail. So you have something that is a little bit faster, but it's not always working. And when it's failing, it will not be created in your CRM at all, not even as a bad email or wrong data. It will just not be created. So what we created, and obviously you can create as well, it's whenever emails are coming in, they will go to the email parser section. Natively, the email parser section, you can click on Get Started. We'll see what we're getting. So whenever this parser is being generated, you will have some kind of an email address, and you can forward the emails to this email address. Natively, the way that this parser is working is that you need to define the fields, and the fields will be pushed as leads, for example. We found that this is not working properly. So what we're doing with it, we're piggybacking on this functionality. We're grabbing the email, and then with Deluge, we are parsing the email. So we are completely bypassing Zapier, and we just push it into a parser, into Zoho, and with Deluge, we are passing the information, and the results are 100%. So it works really, really well. You can do it yourself. We can do it for you. but that's the right solution to process parsed emails. Looks
Okay.
like you two are shocked from this beautiful information. You have nothing to say about it.
All right, so now let's continue with our mini workshop. So today we're going to talk about assignment rules. So from our home screen, we are going to click on the settings icon. We're going to find the assignment rules. You can just search here if you don't see them. And so an assignment rule is going to assign, for example, leads coming into the system. So they are going to attach an owner to the record in your system. So you can do that based on different rules. So if we click create assignment rule, we'll choose a module. So we're going to do the leads module. So we will name it incoming leads. And then we have a few things here. So we can apply this rule to all records or records matching certain conditions. So let's say I only want to change it for a certain lead source. So then we can change it here. Let's say only if it's Facebook, then I want to assign it to someone.
And that's, by the way, a very common assignment rule. In our company, for example, I will be a little bit old. I don't have any social media, but we have younger people that are in the sales that they will deal with Facebook messages.
Right.
So whenever there is a Facebook message, that will be assigned, let's say, to Renata, and she will deal with it. So this is a super real scenario.
Another very common scenario would be based on location. So let's say do it by city.
Obviously, we'll need to delete the lead source, but it's just an example.
Yeah, so you would need to delete this one, but I'm just showing you, this is another very common situation where you would be using a location for your lead assignments. And then based on that, so if the city is West Palm Beach, then we'll assign it to a certain person. So Abdul will get the lead if the city is West Palm Beach.
Yeah, it can be city, it can be county, it can be state, it can be country. All those variations, all works.
You also have there a different category. Can you click 1 second for the users? Yeah. So you'll be able to also assign it to a role, to a group.
And the preference, by the way, is always go with groups. So employees comes and goes, but group stays. So you can have, for example, group sales or group social messages, and then those can be managed like that. And Carol will show you probably now to create a group and how to assign to a group. This entire session is basically we're running away from the topic, but it's awesome.
So I'll just do that a little slower, what I just did. So you go to settings, you'll go to users. And then here you would toggle on the top to groups. And this is where the groups are coming from. So we have sales already. So this is what Lior's talking about. You would already have this group, for example, and let's say I hired someone, I would just add a member. So now Abdul will be part of this group. And if someone gets fired, then I just delete them from the group and add someone else.
Don't fire Abdul. Don't fire. I like him. Don't.
I like Abdul too. We're not going to fire him.
Keep Abdul, please.
And groups run on a round robin, so it's equal between your members.
Right.
And you can have also the assignment rule based on people that are currently active. So if the person is online, for example, if not, they will not be assigned in the round robin.
And then we also wanted to go over the workflow, right?
Sure. So, but why do we need a workflow, Carol? Why? Why do we need a workflow?
It's a really good question, Alvin.
Assignment rules by itself is only there, and you'll be able to trigger it if you're using APIs or Zoho Forms or any other way. But what we want to do as a best practice is we want to add assignment rules into workflows as well. That way, wherever your lead is coming from, wherever your contact is coming from, it will still trigger regardless. So you
that will
got
trigger
everything covered.
in any case, not only from APIs and forms.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so we'll create a workflow rule for the incoming leads.
Record action and create.
Okay, so when a lead is being created,
And this would be all leads?
Yep,
sure,
we can do all leads. And then we can click on assign owner.
Okay, so then assignment owner, and then we'll click on assignment rules. And then we'll
Awesome.
select our role
Very cool.
and save and associate.
Perfect. So now when lead comes in, it will run this assignment rule.
Can you click on the assign owner again, the action? Yep, click that one. So just wanted to mention before I forget the send email notification to new owner. So we already have that one integrated here. So just in case for you to take note, if you're going to be adding an email notification as another action, so that it will be duplicate. So just take note of
Okay.
it.
Makes sense.
And let's have another thing that is completely irrelevant. So let's click on cancel. And in case that you want to receive, let's say, a click message or something like that, you can go to the actions, and then you can go to notify, and then you can have a click message.
But we're about problem solving.
Oh,
Okay, so what kind of reports can I generate in Zoho CRM? A lot of people have this question because they get confused with analytics and reports in Zoho CRM. So it's very different, the result you're going to get depending on what you're using. Zoho Analytics is for very high level reporting. You're going to get something, a lot more value from Zoho Analytics. But Zoho CRM does have some reporting, but it's more basic. So you're going to get things like how many leads came in last month, how many leads from this certain lead source came in over the past week, things like that.
the thing is, when you're creating reports, the reports need to be related to the data in the system. So if I don't have the data in the system, I cannot create a report. As an example, let's say that Carol will have a system, and Carol would like to have a report that will show how fast the employees in the company are answering new leads. New lead comes in, how much time it takes until the first phone call goes out. If Carol will not have a lead integration and a call integration, Carol will not be able to report on this specific data. When you're designing the system, you need to know what type of reports you need to have or work with the Zoho partner that you are working with. And they're supposed to help you understand what reporting will be at the end of the game, so the proper data will be collected along the way. So whenever you're ready for reporting, you will have the data in the system. So it's important to start the reporting actually to plan them in the beginning of the cycle and not at the end of the cycle.
How does Zoho Projects help with deadline management?
So for Zoho projects, we do have a way to connect Zoho projects to Zoho CRM. There's a native integration there. And most often than not, people use Zoho projects when they are dealing with projects, basically. And those projects will always have those deadlines. So in this case, if you have the opportunity, if you have the deal, and then you have the Zoho projects integrated, you have a way to quickly switch between those two apps and be able to generate even custom fields, integrate those fields, and add the deadlines and the due dates between those two. That makes sense?
Yeah, but how the team is working on it. So let's say that I'm as an employee. How can I work with those fields and make sure that I'm on track with my due dates?
Right. So just an example, if we are pushing opportunities or deals from CRM to Zoho projects and we are adding those deadlines or due dates,
So
we
one
can add
second.
some.
So let's just break the first piece. So you said when a deal is closed won and it being converted to a project, can you just give us more information about it? Most people will not know about this functionality, which is super important.
Once a deal is closed won, you can push those data in your CRM into Zoho projects through an integration. And your fields in Zoho CRM You can even integrate and sync it with Zoho Projects. Okay, so let's say you have the project type, you have the amount, the start date, the due date, what type of deal that was, and then those information you can push it to Zoho Projects. And what's more, you can even add some notifications around it.
Mhm.
So let's say you
So
have the due dates.
let's give an example, our company. So let's say that right now a customer purchased the sales automation package, one of our products. There are about 6 different individuals related to this task. So first of all, whenever we're getting the agreement and we're getting the down payment, that will go automatically to close one. And then it will automatically generate a project in Zoho Projects.
Mhm.
Bunch of tasks will be assigned to different individuals, and there will be also with dependencies, which means task number 1 will be to our assistant, to the office manager, to book the customer to 7 architecture meetings. Before this task is not closed, the next task, which is for the architect to introduce himself, is not even created. So one task will initiate the other based on dependencies. That means that whenever an agreement is signed and the down payment is paid, everything is being initiated without the need of a human to start all that, because that's the next logical part and it's all automated. So that's what Nelvin was talking about.
Yep, you make it sound so easy.
It is easy.
Okay, so can Zoho projects be used for remote team collaboration? Yes, we actually do this. We all work remotely in ABR, and we use Zoho projects for that. So it's a great tool for collaboration. Along with everything Lior just said, you're able to track everything that's going on with the project, and then you can also leave attachments on the task. So if you need to leave like a PDF, an email template, anything like that, you can leave on the task. And then you can also leave comments on the task, and you can tag people in the comments. So all of the communication for a task is right there on the task, and you're not having to jump from emails to click to any other application where that all the history is going to be lost. So anyone that comes to look at it will know exactly what's going on with that task.
Yep, a bunch of features there. You have issues, you can log
Mhm.
issues, you can even have checklists. So
Yep.
very useful.
Can Zoho Books handle multi-currency transactions? So you can have Zoho Books set up for multi-currency. So you can have it set up for like US and Canada. That is one situation. Another situation is that you can actually have 2 Zoho Books accounts for 1 CRM account. So we have that. We have a Canadian entity and a US entity. So we have a separate books account for each entity, and we're working out of 1 CRM. So what we did is we have a field in the CRM that'll say US books or Canadian books. And depending on that field is dependent on where that account is being created and which books account. But it's a great way to keep track of it.
And that's a very cool feature. Again, not related. Many companies will have one CRM and they will have multiple legal entities. And when they're coming to us as prospects, we see that they created a different CRM for each legal entity.
Mm-hmm.
This is not how it's supposed to work. You can have one CRM, and that's connected to different legal entities, and each legal entity will have its own Zoho Books account, Zoho Inventory, Zoho Expense, and they will live in their own place. As for the currencies, as Carol said, you can have multiple currencies for each one of those instances, or one currency, and it can all work with the CRM. In our case, for example, if the country, let's say, is USA, it will go to the US entity. If the country is anything else, Canada, Middle East, we work with all the world, then it will go to the Canadian entity. So we can create all those automations, and it's super cool. Super cool,
Mhm.
super cool. 4
Super
times
cool.
a day.
Can Zoho Recruit integrate with job boards like LinkedIn and Indeed? So yes, it can. So let's say you need to hire someone for your company and you have a whole process for hiring people. It's going to be handled in Zoho Recruit, just like your sales process is handled in the CRM. So you can actually have blueprints in Recruit. You can do a lot of really cool stuff in there, but basically it's going to be the process of you hiring someone. A lot of recruiters are big on Zoho Recruit because they would have many candidates that they are handling at one time. So you can take them all through the process. There's screenings that you can send out in there, virtual interviews that you can send links for, and they can record a video interview and send it back to you. So lots of really good stuff inside of Zoho Recruit. But one of the things it is natively integrating with job boards. So there are paid integrations and there are free integrations. LinkedIn and Indeed both have a free integration. One thing to note is on LinkedIn, if you want to use it, you do have to have a company profile. So if you are a recruiter with a personal profile, you can't use that because you have to have the company ID to actually link up the integration. So it's not going to work if you have a personal profile. And then Indeed as well. Of course, you have to have an account. You have to have that already set up ahead of time because you have to log in through Indeed into Zoho Recruit. But yeah, you can do it.
What I like about it is that you create the job description, and then it's being
Mhm.
pushed to so many boards at the same time. And
Yep.
when candidates are applying for a job, it all comes back into Zoho Recruit. It's
Yep.
really nice.
It is. Everything's in one place.
One thing that I really recommend companies, not related again, I really recommend companies to actively recruit all the time, even when they're not recruiting. So in order for you to, whenever you need a resource, you will have a database of good resources. Always recruit. Have the qualified candidates, have them in Zoho Recruit as qualified, and whenever you need resources, you have a pool of people that you can tell them, right now we are actually hiring if you want to join us. And that's speeding things up versus waiting 3 or 4 months and then you're losing the go-to-market opportunity and you're missing the opportunity. So,
All right. Well, thank you for joining, everybody.
thank you, everybody.